Good day, everyone. Today, we'll be talking about one of the most important topics in agricultural production, the challenges in selling crops. Farming doesn't end at harvesting. In fact, one of the biggest hurdles farmers face is how to bring their products to the market and earn a fair income. In this presentation, we'll explore the different obstacles farmers encounter, and we'll also propose practical solutions to overcome them. By the end, I hope you'll appreciate the importance of addressing these challenges, not just for farmers, but for food security and our economy as a whole. Our objectives today are threefold: to identify the challenges farmers face when selling crops, to propose solutions that can help address these challenges, to reflect on why solving these issues is crucial for sustainable agriculture. Think of this as a journey. We'll first look at the problems, then brainstorm solutions, and finally reflect on the bigger picture. Let's begin. One major challenge is limited reach and transport issues. Imagine a farmer in a rural area who harvests 100 sacks of rice. The nearest big market is 50 kilometers away, but the roads are rough, and hiring a truck costs more than half of his profit. This makes it difficult for farmers to expand their reach beyond their local community. For example, in the Philippines, many farmers in mountainous areas struggle to deliver vegetables to city markets because of poor infrastructure. The crops may spoil before they even arrive. Solution: governments and cooperatives can invest in better farm-to-market roads, shared transport services, and cold storage facilities. Farmers can also form cooperatives to pool resources for transportation. This challenge reminds us that farming success depends not only on growing crops, but also on moving them efficiently. Another challenge is price fluctuations. Crop prices can change overnight due to supply and demand. For instance, when too many farmers plant tomatoes, the market becomes oversupplied and prices drop drastically. On the other hand, if a typhoon destroys crops, prices shoot up, but farmers who lost their harvest don't benefit. This unpredictability makes farming risky. A farmer may invest thousands in seeds and fertilizer, only to sell at a loss. Solution: farmers can reduce risk by diversifying crops, engaging in contract farming with buyers, or using digital platforms to monitor market trends. Governments can also provide price support programs to stabilize income. Price fluctuations teach us that farming is not just about production, it's about smart market strategies. Unpredictable weather conditions are another big challenge. Droughts, floods, and storms can wipe out entire harvests. For example, Typhoon Yolanda in 2013 destroyed thousands of hectares of rice and corn fields, leaving farmers without income for months. Climate change makes this problem worse, with more frequent and severe weather events. Solution: farmers can adopt climate-resilient practices such as crop rotation, planting drought-resistant varieties, and using greenhouses. Governments can provide crop insurance to protect farmers financially. This challenge reminds us that farming is deeply connected to nature, and resilience is key. Selling crops also depends on local and global demand and supply. If consumers prefer imported rice, local farmers may struggle to sell their harvest. Similarly, global oversupply of corn can lower prices worldwide. For example, when Vietnam exports cheaper rice, Filipino farmers face stiff competition. Solution: farmers can focus on niche markets, such as organic produce, or add value by processing crops into products like jams or chips. Governments can promote local produce through campaigns and trade policies. This challenge shows us that farming is not isolated, it's part of a global system. Pests are another enemy of farmers. Insects like locusts or diseases like rice blast can destroy crops and reduce yields. For example, a locust infestation in Africa once wiped out entire fields, leaving farmers with nothing to sell. Solution: farmers can use integrated pest management, combining natural predators, organic pesticides, and crop rotation. Access to modern technology like pest-resistant seeds also helps. This challenge highlights the importance of science and innovation in agriculture. Many farmers lack access to modern agricultural technologies. Without proper machinery, irrigation systems, or digital tools, productivity remains low. For example, a farmer using manual tools may harvest only half the amount compared to one using mechanized equipment. Solution: governments and NGOs can provide training, subsidies, and access to affordable technology. Farmers can also join cooperatives to share equipment. This challenge reminds us that innovation is not a luxury, it's a necessity for survival in modern farming. Regulatory hurdles also make selling crops difficult. Farmers must comply with rules on food safety, taxes, and permits. While these regulations protect consumers, they can be overwhelming for small farmers. For example, exporting mangoes requires strict certifications, which small farmers may not afford. Solution: simplifying regulations, providing government assistance, and offering training can help farmers comply without losing income. This challenge shows us the balance between safety and accessibility in agriculture. Consumers today demand safe and high-quality food. Health and safety concerns arise when crops are contaminated with chemicals or handled improperly. For example, vegetables sprayed with excessive pesticides may be rejected by buyers. Solution: farmers should adopt good agricultural practices, GAP, use safe fertilizers, and follow hygiene standards. Governments can provide certification programs to assure consumers of quality. This challenge emphasizes that food safety is not optional, it's essential. Finally, logistics concerns affect how crops are stored, handled, and distributed. Without proper storage, crops spoil quickly. For example, onions stored in poor facilities may rot before reaching the market. Solution: cold storage, warehouses, and efficient distribution systems can reduce waste. Farmers can also use digital apps to connect directly with buyers and streamline logistics. This challenge teaches us that efficiency in handling crops is just as important as growing them. In conclusion, selling crops is a complex process filled with challenges, from transport and price fluctuations to pests and regulations. But with proper solutions, farmers can overcome these obstacles and thrive. Reflect on this. Every time we eat, we depend on farmers who face these challenges daily. Supporting them means supporting food security and sustainable development. Thank you for listening, and let's continue to value the hard work of our farmers.